Unfortunately, I am being dragged back into this discourse, not necessarily against my will, actually very much with my will, because I saw something to do with this drama, a development that came out about it, that just struck a personal chord with me. Let's just say that. You see, recently, a very large tea YouTuber, essentially, named iilluminaughtii, she does, like, tea content and documentaries and stuff like that. She got exposed as kind of, you know, a piece of shit by herself. She exposed herself. That's the crazy thing. It wasn't like someone came along and was like, oh, big expose of this YouTuber. Nope. She just decided to attack a much larger, much more well-liked YouTuber than her, and got a lot of eyes on her, a lot of critical eyes on her, and people started to dig some stuff up. Things started to boil to the surface that made her look a lot worse than even the original thing she was under fire for made her look. And so now things were looking really bad, and she had to make a response. And that's what she did. But when she made this response, a response which, by the way, I covered on my stream, and I saw right through it. Nothing in the Illuminati, or is it the Illuminati, or is it just Illuminati, like Illuminati? I don't know. Nothing in Illuminati's response video, like, I didn't believe any of it. It was as clear as glass to me what she was trying to do. She was basically trying to start the video off with sort of this sympathetic, like, oh, this is going to be an apology where I'm going to take accountability kind of tone to bring people in, but then slowly changed the topic, you know, sort of moved the goalpost away from taking accountability and apologizing for the things she'd done, and started trying to use, from what we're about to find out, I think, manufactured narratives about the clique, who is the person that, you know, is sort of the face of the opposing side of this drama against iilluminaughtii, made a bunch of accusations against the clique, far worse than anything she was being accused of or that she'd done, in a way to sort of direct people's anger at her towards clique. And let's see if Xander Hall predicted this as well. We'll see. Basically, I saw straight through the video. It did not seem genuine to me. It seemed very blatantly like a PR, like, formulated response to upset as few people as possible and to redirect the hatred more towards the clique and give her audience a narrative to latch onto so that they can defend her in the sort of court of public opinion. That's really just the vibe that I got from the video, and by the looks of things, that is how it turned out. With that said, for those that don't know, iilluminaughtii is in with an interesting crowd. Apparently, she's friends with, like, Thought Slime, Sophie from Mars, and Lance from the Surfs. And if you guys don't know, those folks all hate me a whole lot. And they've made it very clear how much they hate me through their actions. Though I will say, I take a fair amount of joy, fair amount of pride in the fact that right now, the Surf's video that he put out 3 days ago about the iilluminaughtii drama, titled Illuminaughtii Debunks, in all caps, the malicious, all caps, claims from her former Sad Milk team, in parentheses, her receipts are insane, in all caps. Now, this video has 380 likes and 13,000 views. The comments are not very generous. And, yeah, he's just getting fucking roasted for this. And the funny thing is, he's also getting roasted right now because he went on Tim Pool yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, and embarrassed himself on there. I do not know why Lance would ever go on Tim Pool's show. You need to be, like, very prepared for that kind of thing. I would not go on a show in person in the way that they format those debates. At least with my current debate skill, I'd turn down the offer. I'd want to do it over, if anything, over the computer so that I can live fact check the bullshit that Tim Pool says. But Lance, for some fucking reason, took that offer and ended up making himself look like quite the fool, and he's getting a lot of shit for that right now as well. But yeah, it's like there's this sort of, like, left-tuber, like, woke scold industrial complex of content creators that all seem to get along and all have bad takes and engage in a lot of the same behavior, funnily enough, because from what I've been hearing of this video that was put out 3 days ago by The Click, the person who the Illuminati basically tried to... Illuminati basically tried to redirect the hate towards her towards... he put out a video, and from what I've heard about this video, he had something done to him quite similar to what Thought Slime did to me. And that's what struck a personal chord with me when I found out about this new development in this drama. I wasn't going to cover, like, anything else about it. I feel like I'd gotten my opinion out there pretty clearly, pretty decisively. But now that I hear that The Click might have basically gotten Thought Slimed by one of Thought Slime's friends, first you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. Anyway, I've got the Click video queued up right here, so let's go ahead and take a watch of it. It's 33 minutes long, so I don't know if we'll be watching the whole thing, but, yeah. Let's take a look. Doesn't Lance have, like, no reason to hate Zan? I'm unironically pretty certain that Lance's dislike of me is one-sided, or at least, like, started one-sided, and at this point, the only ill will I have towards Lance is, like insofar as, like, oh, this person doesn't like me. I guess we're not cool. All right, and I mean, I guess they're cool with a bunch of people that hate me and have tried to fuck me over, so I'm not happy about that either. But, like, yeah, it's mostly, like, one-sided. It's mostly because Lance is friends with people who hate me, like Thought Slime and Sophie from Mars and whatnot.
Should I do the classic, like, YouTube addressal thing? Like, and then I turn on the camera. No, okay, let's skip that. Well, good evening, Lotties, Lasses, and Lassos. Welcome to The Click. You smell amazing today. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Excuse the mess. I'm in the process of upgrading my PC for streaming. I very much need to upgrade. I realize some of the PCs I have in it are like 8 years old, so...
Whew, yeah, I could use a bit of an upgrade on my hardware as well. PC hardware is getting better exponentially fast lately. God, it really does feel like the gap between generations of, like, graphics cards and... not necessarily processors as much, but definitely GPUs, just keeps getting shorter.
Yeah, time flies, doesn't it? So I wasn't really planning on recording anything for a couple of days, but a situation came up that I couldn't really ignore, and I think it's time I talked about it. So this video is going to be a bit more
Watch to the very end. There's a gut punch at the end of the video. Okay, Chi24, we'll watch the whole thing if you say so.
Scripted than usual, hence while I'm reading here, yes, I can read, to stay on topic and be as concise as possible. My intention is that this is the last address of this situation. I've gone back and forth about how I wanted to make this video, and I think it's been a long time coming. I don't feel great about bringing drama to my main channel, as I know that's not what people are here for. For a little bit of context, I made a thread a few days ago outlining in rough detail why I left the old Sad Milk collaboration channel, partially to clarify that I wasn't associating with Illuminaughtii anymore in more recent events and my reasoning for that. She kept getting into trouble, and people kept asking me about it and kind of roping me into it. This blew up way more than what I intended and also made...
So, let me just bring up one example of dirt, I suppose you could call it, that Illuminaughtii brought up against the Click to try to redirect the hate she was getting towards the Click instead of her. She tried to essentially subtly claim that the Click was fostering a community that was favorable to, like, adults grooming minors in his Discord server. And the way that she came to this implied conclusion was by telling a story. And let me tell you exactly what happens in this story she tells. But, like, the way she not embellishes it, but the way she frames it is meant to make it seem like the Click was okay with what was happening. Let me tell you what actually happened. The Click is an over 1 million subscriber YouTuber and has a Discord server. To give you an idea, I have 85,000 subscribers on YouTube and 6,000 members in my Discord server. That should give you an idea of, like, a fraction of an idea, I should say, of how many people a over 1 million subscriber YouTuber is likely to have in their Discord community. As you can imagine, it is literally impossible for me to have moderators and admins or myself on top of my Discord community at all times. Things are going to happen that we're not okay with, that are going to fly under the radar, and that is why there is a report feature. That is why there is the ability for random people in the Discord who see things that are bad going down. That's why they're able to report that to moderators. And if the moderators fail to do something about it, it can certainly be a reflection on the content creator who runs the Discord that they, hired a bad moderator, but that's not necessarily a reflection on the content creator. Anyway, let me explain what happens. Apparently, some adult was grooming a minor in the Click's Discord server, and that person was not banned. And so one of the iilluminaughtii's moderators in the Click's Discord sees this, and I guess instead of going to the Click or the Click's moderators, goes to the Illuminaughtii, and then she goes to the Click, and you know what the Click does? Guess what the Click does? Bans the guy, immediately. As soon as he finds out about the pedo, he bans the guy. And the Illuminaughtii's argument this entire time is that this is the Click's fault because the Click created an environment where that was allowed to happen in the first place. So that is just a peek at the type of claims that Illuminaughtii was making against this guy in her video, and it came off very fishy to me. You can go and watch my last video on all of this. It should be up on the channel by now. It came off real fishy to me. So I'm very glad to be watching this video because I wanted to hear this guy's side of the story.
Some other people come forward with their own stories, both in private and in public. The old Sandmilk members, old editors, ex-staff, you name it. And this whole thing blew up way more than I ever intended it to. Commentary channels picking it up, making stories, viral videos. It was interesting to see, for sure. A response video was made by her, which, among other things, dove into some pretty gnarly accusations about myself and presented a very dark picture about my morals,
That's what we covered,
and how I run things in my community. I wrote out a few different scripts for this video, some of them very long and extensive, but after some reflection I realized I don't want to drag this out. I'm not a drama channel and I don't work with hit pieces. My main grievance with Illuminaughtii wasn't necessarily the behavior that made me leave. It's in the past and she lost many friends over it. I think I can let that speak for itself. My main grievance was her insistence to create new rumors and slander about myself, one topic, and others after we left, and how she wouldn't leave us alone. This was super hard to address in any capacity as she rarely made the accusations directly, always talking through someone else's mouth or hyping up some young impressionable fan or associate to the point they would try to expose me, or simply vague posting on Twitter with very suggestible timings. I will reference all of this later on in the video. Very easy for me and my colleagues to tell where all this was coming from.
That does sound a lot like the sphere that she's in, to be fair. For those that don't know, I've started using the term rightoid a lot. I don't know of anyone else in this space who's my level of prominence or greater who regularly uses the term rightoid as much as I do, particularly in titles. But when I started doing that very regularly, maybe a few weeks ago, Sophie from Mars randomly tweeted this diatribe of a tweet about how nothing convinces her that somebody is not worth listening to in politics more than them using the term rightoid. And it's oh my God, how more obvious of a subtweet could you make? Why are you such a coward? Just accuse me of what you want to accuse me of. I don't even know what the accusation is supposed to be. That I made an insult that derives from the fact that somebody is conservative, that insults them for the fact they're conservative and nothing else. I don't know what the criticism of me is supposed to be there. Is it that I'm too mean? Are we literally getting to the point where woke scolds are mad that lefties are being too mean to conservatives, and being mean is problematic, no matter who you're being mean to? I think we're heading that direction, guys.
But really hard to actually prove to an outside audience, therefore almost impossible to defend yourself against. The talking points she tried so hard to sneakily spread for the longest time are actually the exact same talking points she brought up in her video. And I was also sent evidence of this by an ex-staff of hers that reached out to me during all this. So even though it was not my intention, my thread that ultimately led to her video pretty much baited out the fact that she was the one behind these claims and ideas all along. I also have full receipts for everything later on in the video.
Ooh.
So I'm going to address her most grievous allegations factually and concisely, with full receipts, context, and any additional information that might be needed. Finally, after 2.5 years, I get to set the record straight. Number 1, the Discord situation. Content warning, mention no predatory behavior and adult.
We already know about this one, and it is the biggest stretch on Illuminaughtii's part I have ever fucking seen. Just a massive reach to try to make this guy out to look like not even out to look like a predator, but to look like he's okay with predation happening in his community. And like the line of logic we have to follow to get to that conclusion is so contorted. It's insane. You'll see. You'll see in just a second if you haven't already seen my video taking apart iilluminauttii's response.
Topics. The situation brought up mentions a pedo joining my Discord. It is said that neither I nor my team took action against this predatory person and actively chose to do nothing to resolve the situation, basically just letting them run amok. Click did not address it or wasn't fast enough, etc. Here are the DMs of said creep, full username, etc. that she has already showed in her video. Now, the first detail that was conveniently left out of the accusations is that I was asleep. In my time zone, this occurred around 2 a.m. and within the span of me sleeping, this random creep in question had already gotten banned. I took the liberty to dig through the old ban logs on my server and
like, I cannot tell you how many times I've woke up to finding out that some drama happened involving me while I was asleep. And I've just like the first thing I wake up to is like a bunch of notifications because a clip of me went viral, or someone wanted to make like a call out video on me, or because someone said this or someone said that. Like it just, the amount of times I've woken up and the first thing I see is that this is going to be a day where I am just the center of discourse on Twitter is ridiculous. Do you know what I woke up to the day that Thought Slime said I had a sex cult? Can you imagine what my Twitter notifications looked like that day when I woke up? I was asleep when he posted that. So I woke up to find out that Thought Slime had posted that shit. It is something else to wake up from the dead of sleep to find out the world has been talking about you for hours while you've just been snoozing. It is something else.
And here it is. He was banned at 2:14 a.m. my time zone. She brought one topic into a chat room, as she shown in her video and her accusations. However, her statement in these DMs about click knowing is very odd, as I would have been very unconscious when the ban was happening. She might be referring to me knowing by the time I woke up, but the fact remains I wasn't there, nor did I endorse this random creep. Hey, I don't mean to bother you, but can we talk soon when you're free? I'm in a bit of a conundrum and I don't know what to do. Yeah, what's going down? Can I call? GF is getting ready for work. How sensitive is the topic? Very. It involves the P word. What is going on? In click server and click knowing. 19-year-old and 12-year-old combo public server, blah blah blah, did nothing, and this was on the heels of Click's admin sending naughty stuff. And one topic says, hang on, I'll walk over to my mic. Okay, ready? Thank you, always. But as stated, a ban was already issued before I even woke up, about 14 hours before Blair brought this up with OT, if her timestamps are correct. So this was actually not a ban I was even personally involved with. It's also important to note that this is, sadly, the norm. Our server alone has 44,000 members and almost...
Woo! Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if there were more. Like, I really wouldn't have been surprised if there were more than 44,000, but that is literally an unmanageable amount of people in a Discord server to be on top of 100%. Things will slip through the cracks inevitably. That's why you rely on, like, the people in your Discord being on top of things. Like, oh, there's some shit going down. I need to add a moderator. I need to add the owner. I need to add an admin, right?
3,000 bans. It is a well-known fact that Discord has real problems when it comes to exploitative individuals and communities using their platform. We as creators do our best to clean this up, as well as the platform teams. Neither I nor my team condone this sort of exploitative behavior and do our best to address.
I suggest pausing and reading the pedo DMs Click showed on screen. It's a much weirder situation than the discussion lets on. What's going on in the Click server and Click knowing 19-year-old and a 12-year-old combo was public in his server. Multiple members went to his staff and did nothing. My staff in there had to ban the person and tag their ID to Discord to report them. And this is on the heels of Click's admin sending BDSM tests to minors and aged mods and prying on their... I don't know what this is supposed to be. Oh, sexual interests. Hang on, I'll walk over to my mic rather than do this on my phone. Okay, K, ready. Okay, thank you always. So I don't know what the thing about his mods sending or Click's admin sending BDSM tests to minors is supposed to be, but I remember there being like something about that was like not what she was claiming. Maybe not. We'll see.
Walk over to my mic. Okay, ready? Thank you, always. But as stated, a ban was already issued before I even woke up. About 14 hours before Blair brought this up with OT, if her timestamps are...
Right now, he's responding to the idea that, like, he wasn't on top of the pedo in his server getting banned, so I assume he'll move on to that accusation.
Correct. So this was actually not a ban I was even personally involved with. It's also important to note that this is, sadly, the norm. Our server alone has 44,000 members and almost 3,000 bans. It is a well-known fact that Discord has...
Only 3,000? Those are rookie numbers, my friend.
Real problems when it comes to exploitative individuals and communities using their platform. We as creators do our best to clean this up as well as the platform
You need to
teams.
pump up those numbers.
Neither I nor my team condone this sort of exploitative behavior and do our best to address it when it comes to our attention. This isn't a Clicks Discord issue, it's a Discord issue. By the time I woke up, the staff spaces were in chaos. I assume she had asked her crossover staff to leave my server after the two teams clashed, fighting, tossing around odd allegations, and blame. Keep in mind, the creep that joined the VC was already banned for many hours. And this is what I saw when I woke up in the morning. Tons of messages in staff chats, arguments, white names from people leaving. I tried to get an explanation to what had happened, and it took me a good few hours to dig through everything, talk to people, try to de-escalate, and evaluate who had done wrong, and so on. The situation recap wasn't exactly presented to me on a silver platter. In the allegations against me, it is claimed that I didn't react or respond to the situation. Number one, being asleep at 2 a.m. detail was completely left out. 2, the fact that he was actually banned before this whole thing was left out.
I can understand being asleep
and
at
3,
2 a.m.
a receipt of Illuminaughtii reaching out to me to get me to respond wasn't shown in her video or allegations. And the reason for this is that it doesn't exist. The person who reached out to resolve this was actually myself. And here are the DMs where I did so. Probably worth going to you too, as this thing seems to be blowing up. What have you seen of the recent events on the server? If we got time, I think a quick VC would be good, because this is going on the Warpath, it seems. Warpath referring to the teams arguing and fighting, not actually the ban itself. As I said, that had been issued 16 hours before this conversation took place. One sec, I'm on a call with OT. Can I bring him in too? Sure, no problem. Here is a zip file, which is all the images that she showed in her video of the DMs with the creep, etc., etc. By the way, gonna talk to my admins in 15. That's when this person is back and can VC. Okay, I'm writing in the group DM right now. I will let you guys know when all actions have been carried out. I am proud of you. It sounds from this chat, starting from the time I was caught up on the night's events to the time...
So he literally, like, reached out to her and asked, wait, what moderator was doing weird shit sending BDSM tests to minors? And then she said, I'm proud of you, but then still tried to use this all against him in her video. These people are snakes. They will bite you if you turn your back to them. The pedo is a 19-year-old being pursued by a 13-year-old. Wait. Hold on. All of the elders around them, including the 19-year-old's therapist, saying it's fine if they're not physical, but the 19-year-old's still feeling like it's wrong. Yeah, it's definitely wrong. I'm sorry, there's no way. No, it is not okay for a 13 and a 19-year-old to be dating. Physical or no, that's not okay. The age difference there is fucking profound. That is adult and child without even a fucking shadow of ambiguity or doubt. I don't care if, like, the literal child is pursuing the 19-year-old. I don't care. That's not, like, then you reject the 13-year-old, block them, and move on with your life. That's how it fucking works. What the fuck? That's not an excuse. What the fuck? 6-year age gap when your age is barely double the age gap? Yeah, well, that's the thing, though, right? Because, like, that age gap is half of one of their, like, almost half of one of their entire lifespans, you know? I'd assume the 19-year-old is mentally challenged and the therapist is fucked up. Yeah, the therapist is definitely fucked up if they're giving the okay to a 13 and 19-year-old dating. But regardless, the pedo got banned. What, like, and he handled the moderator by the looks of things. So Illuminaughtii just brought this up as like a desperate reaching gotcha against Click.
I'm after our voice call that it worked out quite well. Of course, important to note that this conversation was also an outreach to resolve the Discord teams issue, not about the ban itself. To further clarify, the ban had been issued 16 hours before this conversation and before I ever woke up. And yes, it was later brought to my attention that there were a couple of mods who failed to act initially. This was evaluated by me and the team to take proper action. It's important to keep in mind that these people aren't trained law enforcement, but community volunteers. Myself and the admin team I work closely with do our best to resolve any situations that occur in the Discord. Also important to note that this screenshot from the group call that she brought up is simply OT not wanting some random creep statements in his work drive. It's not that he was so torn up about my disgusting Discord as is insinuated in the video for some reason. If OT was really so disgusted with me and how I run things, isn't it odd that we've been close friends for the 2.5 years after this happened? It's a very odd thing to try to twist in her video. Of course, she would retell the story quite differently to anyone who would listen. Here's a screenshot where she's sharing that same group call and saying, "This is that call where I rail-click for not doing anything for months." Note that this date is in October, a couple of weeks after we had left Sad Milk. The statement about us leaving was made in November, but we had actually left a month prior. So the twisting of these events have been going on for quite a while. As for the staff member sharing inappropriate artwork in Discord, this happened about 5 weeks prior, so I'm not sure why it's being tied into all this, but I can say from experience with running Discord servers that it happens every few months that a staff member misbehaves and is removed from the team. Oftentimes, it leads to a couple of staff members getting removed, as troublemakers tend to enhance each other. This specific individual was removed.
It happens. I've had to purge mods and admins from my Discord server as well. When your team of moderators and admins are literally just volunteers from your community that you're like, you've been around for a while, I guess I trust you enough, then sometimes you're going to make some false judgment calls and you're going to have to take action against them. That's not like... But you didn't do anything wrong, though. Like, that's not a reflection on him having done anything wrong.
Moved from the team by me. The individual had been slowly spiraling, starting off with passive-aggressive behavior towards other staff and minor misdemeanors. When they failed to improve their behavior after a feedback session, and also got worse when they started sharing not safe for work artwork in staff chats, they were removed. I think it's the...
Yeah, oh my god. A Discord moderator might end up being a pedophile? Oh my god, color me shocked. I would have never thought. No one could have predicted this.
An important specification that it was lewd artwork and not real-life nudes. I actually talked to iilluminaughtii one-on-one about this very thing. As you can see from this chat, this was already resolved a while back by that time. In the same conversation, we also talk about the out-of-context other screenshots she shared in her own video. It's odd, if she wanted to paint a full picture of these events, she didn't include my own words on the matter, but just insinuations. Words she had access to this whole time. We did set up a rule set after the event occurred that the mod chat should live up to the same standards as the rest of the...
Hey, hot damn, 624 viewers right now. Really quick, I just want to take an aside to thank you all for coming out. Even if you don't, like, support the stream in any other way than just watching and hanging out, I really appreciate it. I like seeing big numbers in the viewer count. Thank you, guys. Maybe if you want to support the stream, it's totally free. Hit that like button, you know? Hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out a lot. It really does. So, you know, just maybe, you know, I do appreciate it.
The server rules, to avoid people getting carried away with their friends in mods chats. Furthermore, the individuals who partook were directly talked to and accepted that what they had shared wasn't server appropriate. I do also believe we demodded one of the instigators, who was a bit of a troublemaker, but it's a long time ago, I don't recall the names. Again, this is a situation I personally addressed once it was brought to my attention. It sadly happens sometimes that people in your community do or say things that you yourself don't endorse or stand for. I think every creator can relate to that fact. I think it's about how you build your community in general, what values you endorse, and how you act when situations happen. Because situations will happen. And to be clear, the chats were...
Listen, while it is important to recognize how content creators reflect on their... Like, I think looking at a content creator's community and how they behave is typically a good reflection on how the content creator themselves, you know, is, how they cater their community, what kind of content they make. You can't judge that content creator by the worst of their community, though, right? Like, that's completely unfair to do. Like, every single YouTuber on the face of this earth, regardless of how well they run their channel and how wholesome their content is and how morally upstanding they are, is going to have weirdos enter their community, gain some level of trust and power in that community through maybe being a moderator or something, and abuse that power or reveal themselves in some way to be undeserving of said power. It's just gonna happen.
Cleaned out because I wanted to ensure the chats were as safe as possible. In retrospect, I do believe the situation escalated to the point it did, so she could replace my staff and have more control over my Discord and community. But it's hard to tell if it's intentional or a byproduct of just constant conflict escalation and nitpicking. And if you still don't believe me, you can check out my Discord yourself. It's linked in every description of my channel, and my staff and I do our best to make it as wholesome and supportive as possible. We have chill chat rooms, meme channels, a Minecraft community server, art contests, edits and fan art sharing, stream clips channels, you name it. It's just a good vibe. So I'm surprised it's being painted in such a dark way when it's right there. You can actually just go look. nice little Discord.
But most people won't, and that's what she was relying on. That most people won't actually go look.
Plug, hashtag sponsored by my Discord, heck yeah. Number 2, click using abhorrent language. Content warning, mention of slurs. I will be brief here because there isn't really much substance. She claims I was tossing around slurs when gaming with friends. The only evidence she has in a group chat where she's talking to iilluminaughtii.
Apparently the slur in question is the R slur. You said shoe? I didn't say shoe. I said she. You understand that there's a she.
Among a few others. So it isn't an actual receipt of anything I did or said. It's not even a conversation I'm in. But just a few anonymous names venting in a group chat.
You heard shoe? Okay. Then you guys are obsessed. I'm pretty certain I did not say shoe. Alright, post the clips. Clip it and post it. I want to see. Tell me if I misspoke or not. Because I think you guys are the ones that are living, he did not say shoe. I know I didn't say shoe, but I'm asking who thinks I did. Who are the ones in chat who are desperately waiting for me to make another shoe video? You guys are so hungry for me to criticize Shoe on Head. Like, you'll hear me say she, and you'll say or think that I said shoe. Jesus Christ, you guys are foaming at the mouth for more drama.
However, to try to make sense of this, I actually asked Oz about this screenshot directly, and he had this to say. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the Arslur thing was about. I not only don't have any memories of it, but would only have to assume based on my past actions that I either A. over-embellished to further feel accepted of the tone of one instance, never of course realizing the damage it would cause. I'm sorry about this if that is the case. B. Blair and I had discussions in relation to this and had created a behind-the-scenes narrative of what to say. This was also very common when we lived under the same roof. C. There was also watching how Blair would twist and omit truths to people. While I don't have any direct proof of this, I will say that watching Blair just say the right amount of truth to people to get their praise and adoration may have swayed me to do the same. Edit, there's also a chance that he said this like way back in 2019. I think the language I used in the group chat was more to put distance between us, not...
Yeah, as I said, R slur. The slur that he's getting shit for using while gaming with friends in private is the R slur. Hey guys, I'm gonna make a confession to you guys, to all of you, okay? I say retard in private. Yeah.
Great on my part. It would have to be one of those, or a mix, honestly, because I don't remember you saying it. Not saying it didn't happen, of course, but I don't have any memories of it. I'm sorry for the pain that comment cost, man. Apologies will never, of course, repair the actions that
Someone in chat said, Mrs. Obama, get down. I know.
I've made,
I know, chat.
And when all this went down.
I'm very stoned right now. This is some good weed. Guys, if you go to a dispensary and they got that like 90% THC, 3% CBD, Fat Panda hybrid concentrate vape, pick that shit up. It's worth it. Whew.
I'm sure there is more shitty things I've done or said that honestly for the life of me can't remember. As for Blair claiming you use abhorrent language such as the N-word, the only evidence she ever gave us was, by her word, claiming that when the two of you were playing Dark Souls 3, you referred to enemies or shadows or ash as N-lets, or something along the lines of that in December of 2019. This was not brought up until after Sad Milk split. And to be clear, I don't hold a grudge about this against Oz in the least. I can't say for sure, but to me it looks like Oz was just being pushed to prove his loyalty in a way. I wish you all the best, man, and I hope you get to rebuild your channel or whatever you want to do with your life. Before we move on, I'm just gonna point out some funny hypocrisy. She said she would never be friends with someone that used that language, yet she...
Oh no, she's friends with Bad Bunny, isn't she? I'm pretty sure she's friends with Bad Bunny.
Regularly played games with me as a friend during this time, where I allegedly kept on saying these things. Which one is it? I don't think you can have both. And to add an extra layer of...
Well, I know she's definitely... he should bring up that she's friends with Bad Bunny. Or Kira Chats, as she goes by now.
Transparency on my own behalf, I didn't actually know the R word could be considered derogatory up until maybe 2020. So
nah,
it's possible I said it before.
Don't even, bro. Just say fuck off. Just say fuck off to it. Just say fuck off, block everybody who gets mad at you for it, and ignore it. It's just not worth it, alright? Like, the only people that get mad at the R slur being used are such a small portion. They're not the people that like I even want to focus on trying to appeal my politics to, because they more than agree with me already on everything that, you know, I need to move them over to politically, I bet. So, like, most people think you're a fucking nerd if you lose your shit over the R slur. Like, most people see it as, like, very... maybe not most people, but particularly online, if we're talking the internet and like the content creation online sphere, you look like kind of the nerd glasses bucktooth emoji if you get mad about people saying retard. You really, really do. That's how people look at you when you do that. The click shows logs of someone saying that Illuminaughtii uses the R slur in private later in the video. I mean, of course she does, because nobody who uses like this woke Olympics as a way of making themselves seem morally superior to others actually lives up to the insane moral standards they set for the people they dislike.
That point, but I don't recall specifics. When people came to me around this time and told me they had had a word used against them simply for being neurodivergent, I was surprised, as that had not been the case around me when I grew up. But I personally stopped using it in my content or for posts I read out, and also did my best to remove jokes containing the word in older content, simply because I didn't want my community to get the wrong idea about the values I held. I personally don't find the world too outrageous and still hear it on a regular basis on YouTube or in the online world, but I did opt out of using it in my content after this was being brought up to me by my fans. 3. She regrets our friendship and regrets helping me fix my wrongful channel termination due to the events mentioned. Content warning. It sucks to have your channel deleted. I don't know, man. This is just a punch under the belt, isn't it? Why was this in the video? To be clear, my channel was restored by the help of my network, which is a service I pay for. She might have tagged YouTube on Twitter or chatted with support, and I appreciate my friends who had my back throughout all this. I even thanked them in my return video, her included. Here it is. But the fact remains, she wasn't the one who saved my channel. If you want to get into specifics, Oz and Salty are the ones who networked me with this network initially. But the rest was done by myself and the network. We fought for 3 weeks over Christmas.
Like, imagine thinking that it's a good argument to say, like, this is literally, ever heard of CreepShow Art? Bogey Fan 101, who just super chatted $2 on YouTube. You read my fucking mind. I was just about to say, this is CreepShow Art too. Is this not just a repeat of the whole CreepShow Art thing? So much sounds familiar in all of this to what happened with CreepShow Art. The lying, the weird kind of like stalking-ish behavior, the misrepresentations, the character assassination. You have no idea? Oh, it gets very CreepShow Art later? Am I just this good? Why don't I ever miss? It's somehow worse, San. Okay, if it's worse, then let's... Alright. Let's continue. Let's see how bad it is.
To get my channel back. Very odd high horse to try to climb on top of, and claiming I should have lost my entire livelihood because of the events stated earlier in this video. Jeesh, man. On a happy note, here's a little celebration chat I had with my network rep after we got the channel back. Whee! Emojis! Whoa! Number 4,
nice.
The Illuminati smear campaigns. Content warning, vulgar language, mentions of predatory behavior. These following screenshots are reflective of behavior I think we have all seen, that the community can and has attested to. Vague tweets happened, whether you were a former friend or a current one, so it was clear to anyone who had experienced this before. But it's the specific timing I would like to bring attention to. Here is Sadmilk posting on the 1st of November, 3:28 AM, that Salty Click and OT will not be continuing the new journey with Sadmilk and we're leaving the channel. And here's a tweet from Illuminaughtii saying, casual reminder, pedophilia is never a gray area. It is wrong. If someone you know won't take action, then they are complicit to the problem, and so on and so forth, and here are some of the threads. In isolation, there is nothing wrong with this statement. It's one that I obviously support. However, the timing certainly struck us and the community as odd. Immediately after announcing her departure from Sadmilk, within 3 hours, this statement was made by Illuminaughtii and retweeted by Sadmilk. This, as anyone would know, started many rumors. Worth mentioning, she also...
That's definitely an intentional vague tweet. And not only was it intentionally like a vague tweet, like to, you know, just express their take, but to try to sow people's speculation, you know, trying to bait out speculation that would no doubt make Click look bad. Yeah, it's not very vague if people are kind of baited into figuring out what you're trying to say, but, you know, still a vague tweet. Still counts.
Also pushed Wonder to release a hit piece video on myself and OT back in 2021. When Wonder left, she retracted her support by removing her comment under the video. Wonder has since then retracted the video and apologizes for the false insinuation it contained, and I hold no grudge against him. I wish him the best in telling his own story and living his best life. He's a sweet guy who got caught up with the wrong people. She deleted the Sad Milk community tab after my Twitter thread, where I referenced her manipulation of comment sections and vague posting in order to spread rumors or manipulate the public image of us on the collab channel. So here's the deleted community tab, and the older screenshots I have from the community tab look like this. Better without click, and you can see there are multiple comments that ratio this. I mean, obviously the channel had a lot of my audience as crossover. And a couple hours later, oh my god, all the ratioing comments are just magically gone, so it looks like more people are hating on me than they actually are. Oh my god, how could that have happened? Oh, I guess we'll never know. I am worried I sense big drama, especially on Twitter. I didn't see the N-word.
Wait, she was deleting comments in the community. So the community tab was full of comments, a few comments that were shitting on Click, but then they were getting ratioed by a bunch of like a bunch of people defending him, and so she went ahead and just like banned all the people that were replying, ratioing the comments defending him. Okay, you guys are actually deranged. You have to stop. You have to stop with the shoe posting. I'm literally gonna make it a banned word in the chat. You have to stop. You guys are too horny for another like shoe on head drama. Okay, please, God. All right. I know you guys like me. Like, I know you guys like to watch me go up against like content creators several magnitudes my size and come out of it looking better. But oh my God. Oh my fucking God. You guys gotta chill, all right? Just relax. It's over. I won, okay? There wasn't anything to win, but if there was anyone who won in all of that, it would have been me, because she just kind of got proven wrong by playing down how bad the rise of transphobic rhetoric and literally genocidal hatred towards trans people is. And literally, time and time again, the state of politics in this country has proven that my worry about her messaging was valid. So, I mean, there you go.
In old videos, just
get over it, chat. It's over. Just move on.
Saying, oh damn. It's a little bit of sass, isn't it? And to clarify, back when I was a teen, I said some stupid things I'm not particularly proud of. Things I no longer support. The statement she vaguely refers to was me quoting and referencing a movie clip I liked 12 years ago. And at the time, I didn't really understand the concept of who can quote a bad word in reference to American culture. I am sorry about those statements, and I apologize to anyone who feels affected. I do not stand by it. I never intended any harm. I was trying, and failing quite miserably, to be funny. And to be honest, it actually feels good to talk about it, because she's held this over my head for 2 years. As people have started reaching out to me and other ex-members from Sad Milk, I now for the first time have gotten a proper look into the other side of this, and my suspicions of her being behind these rumors and smear campaigns is now confirmed. All these screenshots take place after we have left Sad Milk. We left in early October, and she posted about us leaving in early November. Here she is, hyping up people who simply got banned from, in this case, One Topic's Discord. They spent hours of their lives to help some YouTuber they love and look up to. The very least any content creator can do or should do is give the teams the respect they deserve. Mods have been the backbone of every YouTube community, and so on and so forth. Ah, this OT and click poo has me heated. These stupid fricks. Oof. How could you not care about the people who care about your community the most? How? I would like to point out the hypocrisy here, that in regards to my own Discord, she has been constantly suggesting me not being harsh enough. But when a staff member actually is kicked for breaking rules, she does this? Alright, here she is, twisting the facts about the VC she had with OT around the time the people—
That is a good point. She was giving him shit for not being more ban-happy about not only members of the Discord, but also moderators, so—
It was banned around 2 a.m. Note that the dates mean that she has been spinning this twisted narrative of what actually happened for a very long time, about 2.5 years.
Hey, by the way, the only through line in all of this hypocritical, backwards, like, diametrically opposing behavior she's been engaging in all of this, the only through line, the only constant, is that it's supposed to make Click look bad. The Thought Slime does the same shit. Sophie from Mars does the same shit. That entire sphere of content creators, that entire, like, lunch table of people, all behave very similarly. I wonder if it's, like, similar personalities attract, or if they've all just kind of learned from each other's strategy.
Here she is, still harping on the same Discord situations yet again, venting about it in some group DM. This is all after I had left Sad Milk. Venting and nitpicking my wording in a DM. At this point, the argument isn't even if the situation was resolved or not. And to clarify, yes, I do think there is a distinct difference between personally targeting a minor with nudes or extorting them for nudes versus posting some random lewd artwork from Twitter in an inappropriate chat room.
Wait. Oh my god, really? That's what that person was getting shit for? They posted lewd art in a chat room appropriate for it that a minor saw, and she tried to twist that as sending it to a minor. That person probably didn't even know there was a minor present.
Both are bad, but they are not in the same ballpark. Me clarifying that is a very odd thing to nitpick and vent about. Here's the same chat room again, twisting a joke from a collab video from myself and OT. Trigger warning, pedo stuff. We were watching an old video from OT and Click last night, and part of the discussion, they were discussing OT memes, and they made a driver of the free candy van joke. Holy poo! What the frick? Ah, really? A white van joke is your banger evidence? I mean, as if the Discord stuff wasn't already misinterpreted and overhyped enough. What is this? Are you serious? Here's the same chat room again, in what I'm assuming is suggesting that my god, I'm so down with the kids boomer joke from Twitter has pedo implications. Oh, the younglings think I'm so cool.
Remember, she doesn't have to outright say it, just subtly hint at it. Just give the subtle implication. Just the subtle implication that there's something wrong with this tweet. On its own, there's nothing wrong with this tweet. In context, there's nothing wrong with this tweet. It's hello, fellow kids. But if you subtly suggest there's something wrong with it, you don't even have to say what it is. What conclusion would you draw? She's able to make you reach without even her having to do it. Like, she doesn't have to do the reaching. She makes you do the reaching for her.
What I'm assuming is suggesting that my god, I'm so down with the kids boomer joke from Twitter has pedo implications. Oh, the younglings think I'm so cool. Oh my god, if straws were growing on straws, this would be the straws that were being grasped at, man. What the hell? Here she is, leaking and nitpicking a message from me to my staff, proving that she did indeed have insiders in my mod team after she and I had parted ways and the crossover staff had officially left. She says, yikes, and here is me saying that, oh yeah, you noticed the staff has left again. Basically, what happened is that OT and I left Sadmilk. It was becoming an increasingly tense environment with the group, and at the end of the day, we had no real option but to take a step back. With that change, not surprising that staff from Sadmilk was asked to leave, and I hold no grudge over it. The positive side to this is we will have more freedom within our own ranks to form this place as we want it to be without too much influence from outside parties. Paired with that, I will now have more time on my hands and I can help with day-to-day tasks. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in staff chats or DMs. I apologize for this rocky road, and I hope it will be easier in the near future. I will also book yet another meeting, Lamau, in the near future. Love y'all. He just lied to his staff about what really happened. What, I just said that people left. They did, though. They weren't asked to leave. Oh, wait, I read that wrong, but he's pinning it on me. Why are you spying on my Discord, man? She's just spying on private conversation I'm having with my, like, 7 mods, nitpicking specific wording. Yeah, I said she told her staff to leave because her staff left in the middle of the night with...
So she's got insiders in his mod team sending her, like, pretty innocuous screenshots from their mod discussion, and she's trying to twist it into something bad, but the screenshots themselves are really innocuous, so she's not even having a very easy time twisting them into something, like, insidious. She comes off as weirder for having insiders in his mod team.
Without explanation, nobody told me anything else.
That's obsessive behavior.
I have assumed. All I had was this when I specified to the staff that they were still friends. I want to let you know that one topic and I leaving Sandmilk. There's no bad blood, but the project is moving in a direction I simply cannot follow. I know this might cause some conflicting interest for the staff that are both here and in Sandmilk, and if you want to talk about it, I'm always open. In my book, you're welcome, independent of what projects are happening. And they're saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna stay here, I'm your friend, blah blah blah. But when I took the screenshots, the names were already white. They left in the middle of the night, and the only context I had to this was a random piece of a no mic VC chat that read like this. What the? Of course, I'm just confused. Understandable. Has everyone left Click already? Okay, I'm gone. Team Blair all the way after those dudes? Of course not. The Click is gonna be interesting from now on. Good luck with that. It's gonna be interesting. Any coffee for this Click was my original home, but still F him. So I don't know exactly what was said about me, but I suppose her telling her mods how horrible I was, just as was done in her video, isn't technically asking them to leave, I guess. It's probably worse. Going back to the rumor machine, here's the same chat room again.
So she's trying to say that, like, him saying all of the drama with Illuminaughtii has resulted in a bunch of people leaving as him blaming her for, like, she's trying to claim that he claimed she told a bunch of people to leave his community when all he said was the Illuminaughtii stuff has caused a lot of people to leave the Discord. It's literally like the most innocuous shit she's tried to twist into some gotcha. It's bizarre. I don't even know what else to say. There's so little to say on it. Like, these are literally the tiniest little nothing burgers I've ever seen. We're not even talking nothing burgers anymore. We're talking nothing sliders, okay? We're talking nothing mini sliders.
And digging through my very oldest content looking for dirt. Let's play Minecraft with Crazy Part 2. Minecraft Alpha 1.2.6. Ah, the R word is here. Minecraft Alpha 1.2.6. Jesus Christ, I was a high schooler in like 2010.
Wait, are you hold on. Holy shit. They actually tried to shit on him and cancel him for saying the arsler retard in a YouTube video released back and about Minecraft Alpha 1.2.6. That is before even the Minecraft Beta 1.7.3 mod pack version I play on stream. That is... Well, holy shit, the Click has been playing Minecraft longer than me. Impressive.
It is here. Minecraft Alpha 1.2.6.
My nose is itching.
I was a high schooler in like 2010 playing Minecraft for my like 12 followers. Oh. And here's the chat that keeps going. Ever since you made some announcements, some fans are putting it together. While I am mostly the big bad bish, some are figuring it out. Listen, I have Click on video saying the F-slur and R-slur. He will put himself up with his own ego like I won't have to do anything of that. He's gonna muddy his own hands and unravel it himself. Oh yeah, it's in his old videos. They are still live on his channel. Hobbies are a good way to spend your time. What the hell? And this is her just hyping people up to be more hateful towards me because of my old bad jokes when I was a teenager. So much for this just...
How much you want to bet Thought Slime has done this before in a... No, I know he's done this in Discord. There were, I swear, there's screenshots that I had in my Thought Slime video that were just him talking about me in his Discord, saying to people that I had a sex cult. I'm pretty certain I had screenshots of it. I'd posted in my video about all of this. Xanderhall does, in fact, have a sex cult. Listen, if I did, I would not be hiding it, because that would make me cool as hell.
Happening to come out when I left Sadmilk. This, to me, looks like a very planned smear campaign, and she had a very big hand in it. Here is her talking again. I'm a level with y'all here, reading through the things and seeing this person in the chat excusing Clixing the R-slur because it was 10 years ago, and it's irrelevant as super yikes to me.
Reading through things and seeing people excuse Click for saying the R-slur because it was 10 years ago and it's irrelevant is super yikes to me. Oh my god, you just can't. You can't with these people. You actually can't. You simply cannot with these people.
Again, I'm the same age as Click, and that word wasn't even in my vocabulary. Not 10 years ago, not now, because it was never appropriate. And here is the same chat keeping going, digging through even more of it. It's like, oh, here's another video.
Well, let us pray to you for your moral superiority over all of us from such a young age. You were literally, you came out of the womb, the perfect little progressive lefty. God bless you.
Where there was a bad word. It turns out even the random allegations against mine and OT's podcast we had to address last summer originated from this group, with the same people involved hyping up the person making the allegations both publicly and privately, at least according to people that have come forward to me. So based on what I have seen, she, along with some staff and others, would sit in this chat and just hype up each other's hatred for us, grasping at straws. And if this wasn't enough, here's a former staff.
That's what these people do. And I bet, I 100% bet they have, like, your social blade or something on fucking standby to check on it. And they get so mad when they see your stats go up. I look at my social blade sometimes, and I look at, like, how well it's been doing, especially lately, and I just, like, I just know my enemies look at this, and they see it, and they're mad. Yes. Makes me happy.
staff member of hers getting paid to sift through raw audio recordings of me looking for dirt, more specifically the R word. I needed to work with this person to help me find Click saying the R slur in Sadmilk's raw audio. I can do that, just let me grab a shower and I'll be down. She claims he said it in a Sadmilk video, but can't remember which one, and she's over her head.
They're digging in 10-year-old videos to try to find him saying retard. It's actually fucking wild.
I'll pay you $200 to find it, and here's the payment. I mean, there's just an example. I'm sure there's more, which I don't have a problem with the word R, but she does for some reason, even though she uses it in private.
Of course she does. Of course she does.
Is this like serious drama? At this point, it's like, am I supposed to take this seriously, man? And to be honest, I don't care if she uses the R word behind closed doors, but also to be this up in arms about it when others do it, that's just like rampant hypocrisy, man. Come on. She actually paid people to dig up dirt and run smear campaigns on ex-colleagues, specifically snooping through my oldest content, years of decade-old content, and compiling it. I was like in high school and still learning English, playing Minecraft Alpha. Are you... Oh my god. Some rounding off thoughts. If she genuinely was so concerned about me being harmful, why did she never do anything?
Think about where you were when Minecraft Alpha was the most recent version group. Or version branch of Minecraft development that was released. Do you want to know where I was? I must have been in 5th grade. I was in 5th grade. Maybe it might have been summer between 5th and 6th grade. I am a different human being now than I was then. It's actually crazy how much changes in 10 years. To try to hold, if it was something really, really bad, obviously we'd be having a different discussion here. But when it's saying certain words that are considered slurs 10 years ago, come on. How old were you 10 years ago? I was 13. 10 years ago, I was 13 years old. Well, in this case, that's more than 10 years ago for Minecraft Alpha. If we're talking Minecraft Alpha, we're talking 13 years ago. Because I was 10 when Minecraft Alpha came out. So we're talking we're talking further than 10 years ago, guys. These are older than 10-year-old clips. Because I was 10 when Minecraft Alpha was out. I turned 11 in July 2010, so yeah. So we're going so fucking far back to try to slander this guy. It's ridiculous.
If she genuinely believed children were being harmed in my Discord, or I was a rampant racist, a homophobe, ableist, why was the best thing she could do is start rumors, vent in Discord, and vague post on Twitter? Why would she do this? When I left, I wrote out a pleasant exit message detailing I still considered everyone friends. In our last DM together, I wished her the best. Why? Why would she go through all this trouble, even spend money, just to try to
deflect from all the shit she was getting for being unambiguously in the wrong for attacking Legal Eagle? That's why. She started drama with Legal Eagle. It was like everybody was going against her. And there was and a bunch of stuff was bubbling up that made her look bad. And she knew the only way to salvage, her reputation and all of this was to turn this drama into drama that was to hurt Click. And it didn't work. The Click parried her attack, I guess you could say. And it's bounced back onto her. And now she's gone from being under fire for the Legal Eagle stuff to being under fire for all of the stuff that boiled over from all of that, to now being under fire for maliciously trying to lie about the Click to redirect the hate towards him. So she's under fire for 3 different levels of cancellation at this point.
Ruin myself and others. Why would she do all of this to someone who considered her a friend? Well, hello there, it's Click from the future here. I was just finishing editing this video where I got a few more things from ex-staff of hers and other people that have burned that bridge. The first couple screenshots is from one of our ex-admins showing that they did indeed reach out to me about the issues in the Discord, and here is me confirming that I did indeed address it. Here is that same person talking to Blair about the information in the Discord, claiming that I did indeed take action when the information reached me. So that's all well and good. There is a second story basically confirming my innocence and that I'm not a horrific Discord owner. But what has me a bit surprised is the next few screenshots. Here is iilluminaughtii having a conversation with the same admin, sharing the same kind of, dirt-digging old videos that we've seen previously in this video. And she says, 16 seconds, the alt account is gonna love this. In the next screenshot, you can see her writing out a draft. I saw in the Sad Milk announcement, I followed the Milkman, now I'm seeing the comments. We all agree it's obviously not on good terms. Blair tweeting about being stabbed in the back, etc., etc. This draft matches with one of the posts made by an alt account called Doobie Schmertz on Reddit, and this is the entirety of the post. This is the truth about Sad Milk. It really looks like creative differences is dumb AF. Blair tweeting about being stabbed in the back, one topic, leaving his supporter server, and then so on so forth.
Oh my god, she's got an alt account where she pretends to be someone else and talks about herself in the third person. Ooh. Yeah, that CreepShow Art comment is aging quite well at this point.
And I was a big fan of the Click. I thought his streams were great, blah, blah, blah. But then I think Blair saw some of his streams. He did a stream where he watched his old videos. So this is actually Blair on an alt account making the claims that Blair must have seen some of his old videos randomly. She totally wasn't paying people to dig up dirt. This is her on an alt account spreading misinformation and trying to enhance her own image. Here's
God damn, he should have front-loaded the video with this. My only criticism of this video is that he should have front-loaded it with this. Oh, God. This is an unironic, legit CreepShow Art situation.
It's another little funny post from the same account where she forgot to switch accounts and interacting with the Animal Crossing subreddit, at least according to Oz. Here it keeps going. Hey, listen, Blair, I'm putting this all together. What kind of cover-up is this? Click was saying these bad things, creative differences. Click is a liar. And not to claim someone topic is friends with someone pretending to be wholesome and good. This is all Blair replying to her own announcement under an alt account. And it keeps going. Click said the N-word and replies and claiming I'm not going to reply and I'm horrible. Here is a long post. I'm not gonna... You can pause it if you want to read the whole thing. I'm
not doing that.
Here is the same account, Doobie Schmertz, on Twitter.
I'm too
stoned.
This
was an account I remember distinctly from 2020, 2021 that was relentlessly harassing myself, my friends, my colleagues, my streaming colleagues, past colleagues, ex-Sad Milk members, community members, you name it. You name it. At the time, I wrote it off as a disgruntled troll with a little bit too much time on their hands and tried my best to ignore it. This was Blair all along. She was making alt accounts to spread her stuff because she probably knows deep down inside that the stuff she was digging up on me and all the stuff she was doing was so petty that she could never actually make a public statement of it. So she did this just to get back at an ex-colleague. She did this. She paid people to dig up dirt, make alt accounts, harass me for months. Why?
Dude, can we just flash up, Cherry, in the editing for this, you should just flash up, like, throughout this entire segment of the video, like a screenshot of, the Surf, Lance from the Surf's video, defending iilluminaughtii, and it's just, like, slowly fading into view during this segment. I feel like that would be really nice.
Why? And it keeps going. Here it is on Twitter, tagging me, tagging herself. It's tagging Def Noodles. Here it's tagging Midnight Palma, Damien. It's tagging a bunch of people from the community and Salty. It's tagging Amanda the Jedi. We had her on the guest on the podcast.
She's trying to, like, build a group of content creators with platforms who are willing to speak out against him. And she's not even doing it herself. That's the funny thing.
And you come after Amanda the Jedi? Here's Vamps getting the same posts. Here arguing with a bunch of fans. Here's one topic with his wholesome the Halloween special. Oh, Doobie Schmertz. Right there. Well, isn't that just wholesome and sweet? Here's Anne Mine with a cute artwork about myself. OT.
God, all the way back in 2020. Wow. Somebody posted a picture of what iilluminaughtii's room looks like on Twitter. And, like, I've got a pretty messy desk, to be fair. My desk, like, I clean it often, but it very quickly accumulates, like, water bottles and, like, Monster Energy cans and stuff like that. And not monsters, yeah, monsters, but and old vapes, right? But I clean it up like a couple times a week, right? My room itself, though, is pretty clean. Like, I keep my room pretty clean, and I try to keep my place pretty clean, like, overall. Cleaning up after myself does a lot, but having guests over usually, like, fucks it up. But, like, her room, and all the pictures that I've seen on Twitter, looks like it's shameful, okay? It's worse than any streamer room I've ever seen, okay? I missed trash day 1 week while I was here, okay? And I had like an XQC trash bag pile next to the trash can I had to deal with when the next trash day came around. And that is the most shameful I've ever felt in my life about the state I've let my living like space be in. That picture of this woman's room blows that out of the water, okay? I unironically think this woman is like a NEET. Like the woman equivalent of like a neckbeard Kiwi Farms posting obsessive NEET. But she has a massive YouTube channel where she makes documentaries and talks about tea, essentially. Like, she's basically a tea channel. At least she's a leftist. Is she really? Or is she just appropriating progressive, like, language and morals and principles as a way to attack others? Does she really use her platform that much to fight against bigotry? Or does she really only use those morals as a weapon against others? How often is she really out there fighting for these progressive values for no one else other than the values themselves? It's almost always her using her supposed super progressive values as a weapon against others.
And salty, and yep, iilluminauttii's right there with her alt account, posting this slanderous video that she edited together, collecting all the worst things she deemed from stuff I said when I was barely of legal age. And it keeps going. Here it keeps tagging one topic. Here it's tagging Blair again. It goes on. It keeps going.
Jesus Christ.
This isn't some small YouTuber beef. This isn't people being angry at each other because, ooh, someone did a bit more work in a project or not.
Dude, you know what one of the most frustrating things for me to hear about, like, any drama, like the sex cult drama or, like, the shit with Sean Head or whatever it may be, is when people's response to, like, it being brought up or talked about is, ugh, why do you keep talking about it? I don't care. Who cares about this? If you care about this kind of stuff, you need to go outside. And it's like, okay, there's definitely a hint of truth and validity to that take. But I have to admit, when people are like, it's always in response to people defending me, you know? Like, it's always people saying that in response to people bringing up receipts to defend me against a certain content creator who's, like, slandering me. You never see it in response to content creators slandering me saying, like, oh my god, who cares about this drama? I don't care about it. Go outside or whatever. You never see that. It almost always comes off as a deflection tactic. Like, why are you still talking about this drama? It's been years. And it's like, well, because it's come up again. Like, I don't know what to tell you. They never apologized. They tripled down and never indicated they don't stand by what they said. So why should I move on in that way? I don't know. Got a lot of people watching right now. Consider hitting the like button. I really appreciate it if you do. Every single thumbs up really helps the stream and the channel a lot. Thank you, guys.
I need a break, man. I need a break. I'll add this part to the video, and I'll let the rest of the video play out as it was originally.
Christ. Please fucking stop what you're doing, okay? I cannot fucking handle this. Okay, let's let it die. I'm not fucking able to record because of this stress. Okay, I'm pulling back. Work with him. Okay. Jesus. So even this person was like, oh, like Oz Media was like,
some other...
whoa, okay, hold on. Oz Media was even actively saying they don't feel comfortable with the weird alt account shit that Blair was doing.
Comments, content warning, self-harm, and depression. Her video goes into a few more topics, how she wasn't paid, even though her own screenshot shows me resolving the payment after I had issues with the credit card, along with offering to help out further, and also some out-of-context schedules, which I have no idea when the screenshot is taken or of exactly what. I have no real interest in addressing it, to be honest. It's just he said, she said stuff, and I think I've shown enough in this video to clear my name and show that she has consistently presented half-truths and twisting events to their worst possible interpretation. My intention is that this is my last address of this situation. But I would like to quickly comment on other parts of the video. What she did to Wonder is the most gross expose I have ever seen. Not only does she openly share his potential suicide note, she also shares images and talking points suggesting this man is at the end of his rope. Kicking downwards is an understatement. Some people are commenting how she bought a nice car and leased to him and gave him a job. And I would like to point out that this in of itself is quite charitable. However, it comes with the cost of full control of his life. She is not just his friend, but his landlord, car leaser, and boss. Any conversation or disagreement would be very far from a peer-to-peer interaction. And if she really wanted to have a friend who needed a car, why not just buy a used one and ride over ownership of it? It's cheaper, less dependent, and the wear doesn't matter. The whole thing seems very fishy to me, but I will let Wonder speak for himself.
Wait, she's like a super landlord? She's a car lord, a landlord, and a fucking, like... she's literally, like, landlording out this person's entire fucking life. I mean, I assume she's offering a very, like, reasonable price, but the idea that, like, any more like sharecropping, that's more accurate. You're right. Thank you, Eliza Lee. But, like, that massively kind of leans things when it comes to, like, oh, hey, I know that I'm kind of responsible for, like, your entire ability to survive and live. I have this petty drama I'm engaging in. You should lie for me and help me out with, like, slandering this other YouTuber, you know? Just, you know, once again, reminder that I kind of, you know, provide you everything you need to live. Just, you know, little reminder. Is that basically what happened? Also, she makes a shit ton of money as well. Like, there's no reason for her not to have been able to just, like, be charitable and offer this, you know, like, as a, in a less, like, controlling way. I don't know, it's bizarre. Definitely weird. I think the rest of the video is way weirder, but still.
She also dodged Oz's entire statement, which, yeah, I'll let him tell his side of the things too. My only personal wish is that she just stops.
She repossessed the car with all of his stuff in it, leaving him no place to live? Jesus Christ.
Stop obsessing over people in Discord. Stop trying to spin a narrative or dig up dirt just because someone left your collaboration channel. We just want to be left alone. Finally, I would like to thank my community for being respectful and patient, both towards myself and others throughout this whole ordeal. And I'm looking forward to getting back to business as usual and posting my silly videos and streaming video games. And as a small side note, just to address potential comments that might come up, yes, this video is monetized to ensure it's not throttled by YouTube because I actually want people to see it. Now, I am gonna go get drunk and I'm gonna touch grass. Take care and have a great rest of your day.
Based. I am going to be linking this video, of course, as the pinned comment down below in the comments section. I recommend every single one of you go out of your way to click that link and drop a like and give it some engagement. Give it a watch. Comment Xander Hall sent you. We want that video to get more views because obviously the truth getting out there and more people knowing it and knowing what this crazy lady is up to with her platform and how she's using it to abuse people and try to attack their livelihoods because of petty drama, how much she is willing to lie, misrepresent, and twist the truth in order to achieve that ends, or those ends. I think it needs to be exposed to as many people as possible. Go watch the video. It was very good. I like the click a lot. I'm really sorry they had to go through all this. And also, the serfs for defending her through all this. Because, once again, another L for him.